Okay, so I just passed another funded account the other day using a completely different strategy to what I normally use. And I'll be honest, it made me realize that any strategy can actually work. So I'm going to show you exactly the strategy that I used to actually pass this funded account. Guys, remember, watch this whole video to the end and lock in because this is serious. All right, y'all, now we're on the charts. I just want to say trading view is what I mainly use. This is the gold chart. So the trade that actually passed me the first phase and the second phase, they were taken on gold, just one pair. And obviously you can trade other pairs, but this is the pair that, I focus on and that I'm used to and that, is my favorite pair. One of the biggest reasons why I actually focused on gold is because, as you can see on here, gold is just going up. Gold is just flying up. I'll be honest with you, like with, the recent news and everything, gold has just been on an uptrend and we're on the weekly time frame. So I started off on the weekly time frame. You can just tell gold was just going up. And so my focus was only on buys, I'll be honest, for the week. So I was basically looking for any reason to actually take any buys. I already established my bias. And one thing you guys need to do is to establish your bias. I'll be honest with you, because if you just have two different biases for the day, it's not gonna work. You have to stick with one bias for the day or the week. I usually go by the day. So then I dropped down to the daily chart. What I spotted was that the previous day left an order block. And honestly, guys, this is so new to me with the whole ICT and everything. Like, I never thought that it would actually make any money. Obviously, I knew other strategies made money, but I was just a hater for ICT. But, my mind was changed by one person. And they taught me exactly how to trade and how it's different. So what I spotted was an order block. So I know, most people watching this probably already know what order blocks are, but for those who don't, so an order block is a price zone on a chart where large institutional traders, so these can be banks or hedge funds, place significant buy and sell orders. So basically creates a potential support and resistance area, and that can actually influence, future price movement. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. So on the daily, I saw an order block was created, and that's usually a good sign. And obviously it was a bullish order block. As you see, this black candle right here, the day closed bearish. This blue candle, closed bullish. So the next day actually closed bullish above, the close of the previous day, creating an order block. This is basically a visual representation of an order block. If you see this on a daily, this basically means that, price is just gonna most likely keep just pushing up. So then obviously when I saw the previous day actually close bullish, creating a bullish order block, it just confirmed my bias already to be straight up looking for buys. I dropped down to the 4-hour, but then I realized it was a Friday. With my own strategy, I never trade Fridays, so I decided to just stick with that. So I'd never trade Friday. So what I did was I just watched how price moved for the Friday and decided maybe Monday or Tuesday I'll actually take a trade. As you can see on this black circle, price made a massive bullish move to the upside. And then Monday came along, and one thing that I spotted, especially on Monday, was that Monday created a fair value gap. And obviously everyone here knows what a fair value gap is. I'll be honest, even people who don't trade ICT like me, they know what a fair value gap is. So, and one thing that I learned was that fair value gaps are also very strong. And if you see an order block and then a fair value gap made, and once price gets into it, most likely, price is just going to continue pushing up. So I took the advice that I was given, and I was also told not to trade on Mondays as well. So what I did, I waited to Tuesday. So I waited for price to actually run back into the fair value gap, which it did, as you can see on here. And this is pretty much exactly where I took a buy position. Had my stop loss just below the fair value gap, and I was targeting a 1 to 4, if I remember correctly. And for those of you who don't know what a fair value gap is, a fair value gap is basically where price moves so aggressively, let's say to the upside or to the downside, and the next candle after that aggressive move leaves a gap. And one thing that I learned was most likely, price always tends to go back into that gap. In this candle right here that's marked, price moves so aggressively that the next candle after it left a gap. So this was the gap that was created. And then once price pushed back into that gap, that's basically where I started taking buys from. And yeah, as you can see on there, price basically pushed to the upside. I nearly got stopped out, I'll be honest, but price came right back into that gap. I would have taken another position, but I just wanted to be conservative. This was the first trade. Yeah, price was basically pushed all the way to the top and I passed in literally one trade. So as you can see on the chart on here, you can see that, price actually left a fair value gap and came into it. So not only was that a reason for me to actually take a buy, one thing I also noticed, I'm not sure if you guys also noticed it as well, price actually left a small order block. As you can see on here, let me mark it out for you. Price left a small order block on the 4-hour. So not only did price leave a small order block on the 4-hour and tapped into it, but it also tapped into the fair value gap. So both of these, what does that mean? Most likely, price was going to push up from that. which is what I've been told apparently. So what I noticed is that price actually left a bullish pin bar candle. And guys, when you use those confluence, it was just, come on, I just had to take buys. So then I took a buy from there, had my stop loss just below that pin bar candle. And I was pretty much targeting like a 1 to 2 because all I needed was a 1 to 2 to actually pass. And price just flew into there. And honestly, that's how I passed my funded in literally 2 trades. I'll be honest with you guys, it made me realize that you can actually pass your funded with any strategy. The problem isn't your strategy, it's actually you, you know? And I'm living proof of that, you know? I've passed funded with many other strategies before, you know? And I was literally trying out a new strategy to see if I were actually, you know, to see if I could actually pass it. And honestly, I did. And I'm actually really liking the ICT strategy. I'll be honest, I was a hater, but honestly, this is pretty good. So the next challenge now is getting my payout. I'll be honest, I have been a bit lazy. My account is in profit, and all I need to do is basically just withdraw my payout. Or I might actually just continue trading it, you know, to get a bigger payout. So you guys let me know in the comments what I should do. And I actually called out, you know, these views in the Discord. So the Discord is in the link below. So make sure you actually join the Discord, guys, because honestly, I feel like it will be very helpful, especially in your trading journey. And I've been slacking on YouTube videos a bit, but just, you know, bear with me. I'm getting back into, you know, making videos. So literally, guys, this is literally the method. Make sure you know you go back and watch this video again to actually see, you know, why I took these trades. And just to cover everything, you know, you look on the weekly, look on the daily, look on the 4 hour, you look out for any order blocks created, look out for any fair value gaps created, and see whether price is confluencing with, you know, the 4 hour and the daily and the weekly. And if it does, come on guys, that's an easy trade right there. So yeah, if you need any help, you know, just hit the Discord and I'll see you guys in the next video.